Hello again, welcome to Kimmel Bay Church's vlog. Today we're continuing from Friday's vlog, which was in Genesis chapter 3. We're now in Genesis chapter 3 verses 21 to 24, and we'll also just touch on Psalm 24 too. Our vlog today is entitled East of Eden. I read from Genesis 3. The Lord God made garments of skin for Adam and his wife and clothed them. And the Lord God said, the man has now become like one of us, knowing good and evil. He must not be allowed to reach out his hand and take from the tree of life and eat and live forever. So the Lord God banished them from the Garden of Eden to work the ground from which he had been taken. After he drove the man out, he placed on the east side of the Garden of Eden cherubim and a flaming sword flashing back and forth to guard the way to the tree of life. No way could they be allowed back into the garden, into paradise. They were no longer pure and innocent. Eve, to this day, is blamed for what happened there. But she was foolish. She allowed the serpent to deceive her. But Adam, he disobeyed God. He was the one who was told that you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, or you will die. As one writer says, he blew it, and they were cast out. Our study is headed, the second heading, Humanity is homesick, restless, feeling out of place. Pascal, the physicist of the past, said, there is a God-shaped hole in the heart of every man and woman. In other words, everyone needs God. Those who seek him find him, but those who don't vainly fill the void with other things. And we can see it today, can't we? The constant wanting of material things, more money, more luxury things, taking things into our bodies to give us a high or to calm us down, always needing something else because there's that empty space in our life. St. Augustine said, you have made us for yourself, O Lord, and our hearts are restless until they rest in you. It's as if we know that there's something missing. We're not sure what, but it's something out of reach. Is it that place in paradise? That connection? Adam and Eve were not the only ones cast out of paradise. We all were. The serpent, Satan, was cast down to earth, and he's still roaming around, still trying to control us. If you ever wonder where Satan came from, read Revelation chapter 12, that's the last book in the Bible, chapter 12 from verse 7 and following. There was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, meaning Satan, and his angels. Satan lost. He and his angels were forced out of heaven and thrown down to earth. Satan had a place of honor in heaven. He was Lucifer, star of the morning. He was a guardian cherub, but he was jealous of God and he wanted equality with God. In Ezekiel, that's another of the Old Testament books, prophet Ezekiel, chapter 28, we see Satan in the king of Tyre. You claim I am a god, God says through Ezekiel, but you are only a man, and you will die like an outcast. Again in the Old Testament, in the prophet Isaiah's book, chapter 14, verses 12 and following, again Satan is controlling the king of Babylon, and God is addressing Satan through Isaiah. What Satan is saying is, I will ascend to heaven and set my throne above God's stars. He's boasting that he's going to get back in and he's going to be above God, he's going to be better than God. But Revelation 19 and 20 tells us that eventually he will be cast into the lake of fire, hell. East of Eden has been our home ever since Adam and Eve were cast out of paradise. When they realized that they were naked and hid, God clothed them with animal skin, the first blood sacrifice for sin. If we want to spend eternity in paradise, doing good isn't going to get us there. Making our own paradise here on earth isn't the answer either, is it? Instead, consider what Jesus does about our exile. He came to earth and joined us in this wilderness, often of our own making. Glenn Scrivener tells us that as a pastor, he had a youth club on Friday evenings. On one particular Friday night, a group of youth were causing a lot of trouble, and he had to say to them, "You're banned next week. You got to have a week out if you can't behave." So the following Friday, when he was locking up after the youth club finished, he turned round and there were all these banned youths sitting on the wall in the freezing cold. They'd nowhere else to go on a Friday night. And instantly he realised, though he was right to ban them for safety reasons when they were fooling around, safety for the other people, children that were there, he should have sat outside with them. That is what Jesus does. He joins us in our exile. He says to us, "You can't get into heaven on your own. I am the way. You go through me." Psalm 24 roughly says, how can we enter into the presence of our holy God? And David, who wrote the psalm, tells us, believe in God, believe that he made the world, made us, and that it belongs to him. Believe that he has a purpose for everything and for every one of us. And give him the glory. At all times, give God the glory. God gave us a way back. The final blood sacrifice, the cross of Jesus Christ. That's where we find our tree of life, offered to us if we'll only receive him. God bless you. Thank you for joining us.